how to live your life if you're coming from a family of healers, clairvoyants, mediums. Perhaps your mother, your father, your grandparents were seeing things that other people were not feeling or hearing or just able to sense or do something that was considered to be out of the common norm. And you happen to be their ancestor. You could say you didn't ask for it. You were just born like that. Maybe from childhood, feeling, sensing, seeing something that others did not. Maybe you have a healing touch. From childhood, speak light language. Or anything else that you might not know how fully integrate this into your life. What I have seen often happens with people from these families, that they often go through what is called a hero journey or heroess journey. That when you're born into something like that, in a way it is like being born into a kingdom or queendom of some sort. And often there is an element of the rebellion when a person goes against the natural order of things and doesn't want to do what parents or grandparents were doing, is not comfortable for whatever reason, and just tries to push down, push away this energy, pretend it is not happening, and just trying to build life outside of it. And I definitely have been myself in that state of rebellion for many, many years of my life. And also, I have seen and talked to people who have been going through similar journey. And the pattern that I have been seeing is that you cannot run away from your destiny. That sooner or later it is going to catch up with you. And maybe the word like destiny or calling, those big words, maybe not all people are fully comfortable using them. But it is what it is. If you are coming from a lineage of people who had gifts, you cannot pretend that you don't. And we are talking here about spiritual gifts, about conscious gifts. There are all kinds of gifts that human beings can receive from nature. Art, music, language, science, all sorts of things. Here we are talking specifically about gifts that go beyond the five senses, that are hard to explain, and yet they are there. And people have often undeniable experiences of those gifts. And if you happen to be one of those people who just simply inherited it, and you are in a stage where you're still trying to make sense with things, maybe trying to be normal, whatever normal is, trying to hide who you are, consciously or unconsciously. Or maybe you are on the way into your full potential and you are still trying to figure out and make things work and master what you have. Whatever stage you are in right now, I just would like to tell you that this energy, your ancestral energy, it's a very big part of who you are. And it has its own intelligence. It has its own consciousness that is living within you. And it is in your blood. And if this is you, if this is your life story, if you were born like that, you could say that you don't really have a choice to shut it down entirely and completely for your entire life. You may be able to do this here and there for some time, and things might seem so-called normal to you. However, in reality, if you just look at lives of all the people around that I have ever met in my life who are coming from those circumstances, including myself, it is only a matter of time when that energy starts knocking on your door so strongly that if you don't open it in time, it will just smash the door wide open. And sometimes it happens for people in the form of very difficult life situations, like diseases, critical diseases, death, accidents, bankruptcy, and all kind of other really difficult life experiences. And I'm not saying that all of those experiences are always related to this kind of energy, but for people who carry it within their blood, often very much so. And if you feel that maybe right now you are in somewhat difficult situation in your life, then just ask yourself, ask that energy that is within you, that is a part of you, what does it want? What are you here really to do? What message this energy wants to convey to the world? And the sooner you make peace with that, the sooner you embrace who you are and make peace with yourself because of that, the easier and more aligned your life is going to become. And I know that it does not necessarily sound very sexy or very maybe how you want it in your mind. In the human minds that we all have ideas how we thought our life should be. But if you're one of those people who come with the gift, you cannot pretend you don't have it. And life will give you only so much time to be indecisive about it. There will be a moment where one way or another, through the good means or not so good means, whether willingly or forcefully, but you will be asked to face all parts of yourself, which absolutely includes that energy. And if it is a part of your life story, and it is inevitable, why don't do it willingly and gracefully yourself? Right here and right now, instead of just waiting until life hits your head against the wall so that you can see it. It's the difference as if you would be standing at the edge of the cliff, and whether you are waiting for someone to push you, which usually ends in a not very graceful landing, or if you jump yourself. And if you jump yourself, then who knows? You might just learn how to fly. And that might be the story of your life. And if that helps you, I will just share one more thing that I noticed. The reason why people like that often refuse their calling, and there are many reasons, but one of the main reasons is fear. That often they're just afraid of that energy. They're afraid what they think it's going to do to them if they fully embrace it. They're afraid what will happen to their life. They're afraid what will happen to people around them, because intuitively and subconsciously they feel the power of that consciousness within, the power of that energy. And because they're not familiar with that, and even in our modern society, there is still not much guidance how to master it and integrate it in a graceful way. So these people often on their own, not properly guided, and they have to figure out how to live with what they have. And here fear comes forward. And I remember when I was a child, and I had a nightmare once where some demon was running after me in my dreams. My mom told me in the morning that next time if that happens, if you're sleeping and you feel that someone is chasing you and you're running away and you're afraid, you have to remember first that you are sleeping. That was her way to prime me already in a very young age to be able to go into the lucid dreaming state. So she told me, remember that you are sleeping. And when you do, turn around and look at whatever is running after you and make a step towards it and see what happens. And when that happened next time, and I remembered that I was sleeping, turned around, faced whatever was running after me, and made a step towards it. It vanished, transformed, disappeared. The same with the fear about your gift. All what you have to do is just look at it, face it, and you will see it is not as scary as you might think it is mentally in your mind. And by no means I'm not saying that this journey is easy. It is not. It is very challenging. The journey of acceptance and integration and mastery of whatever gift you have been given. And it takes time. And ideally, you will need to be properly guided to make it graceful. But in any case, one thing I can tell you for sure, it is totally worth it. And if you do find the courage to look at your fear today and embrace everything that you are, by doing that, you will give nature permission to place you in a precisely perfect place for you in the universe. A place that only you can grace with your presence. A place where your biggest gifts will be celebrated and acknowledged and seen. And by embracing and embodying that, you will help, heal, empower, guide the greatest number of people. And that is your destiny. Thank you for showing up here today for yourself.